The job is sparring partner for Mike Tyson. If most fighters can't last more than one round with Tyson, why would you want to box with him every day?
It's like a fight. You rev yourself up. You get yourself geared up to actually face this guy every day. And you look to try to hurt him because he's trying to hurt you.
You must do nothing but concentrate on nothing but Mike Tyson for 3 minutes. And before you get in the ring, you have to really prime yourself up for that. If you don't, then that could create problems for you.
In a sense, this is not really a sparring session, but a fighting session.
I always make it a point to say, look, I want you to go out there, and I want you to do the best you can do. I want you to go out there, I don't want you to hold them back. This isn't a sparring match. I tell them, my guy's here to fight. My guy's going to go hard.
And they're called sparring partners. Not so? Perhaps a fighting partner would be more appropriate.
I train the way I fight. If someone comes to box with me and they're not serious, I think they're making a very foolish mistake. I think the best profit of it is when you have a sparring partner in there that's not intimidated and is throwing punches and trying his best to get the edge and win. Like it's a fight, trying to knock you out.
But thus far, no partner has stayed around long enough to even come close to knocking Tyson down. Most major camps pay sparring partners up to $500 a week for approximately 15 rounds of sparring. Yet in the past year, the young Tyson has had over 24 employees come and go. A folder has been kept which lists past and potential Tyson fighting partners. While some didn't last too long, there have been others who simply wanted no part of Mr. Tyson.
I've had guys walk right out. I had one guy walk right out. That was it, boom, boom. He didn't even work to get paid. Some of them say, well, this ain't for me. And they go. Or they don't come back, you know. They say, I'll call you, and they never call. We call them, and they got to work, they got a job, they got this, or they got that.
When your fights have been as brief as Tyson's, good fighting partners and sparring sessions are a necessity. Therefore, Mike has occasionally worked with well-known fighters. The list is long. Tyrell Biggs, James Broad, Frank Bruno, Carlos De Leon, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, and Carl the Truth Williams. But in every case, the relationship between Tyson and his partners is generally confined to the gym.
We're friends to a certain extent. If there's a possibility I might fight them, I respect them always, because, you know, sometimes this is a business, and sometimes you wind up fighting your sparring partners.
So, if you want a job with the Tyson Company, keep one thing in mind before showing up for work.
You don't get anything without working for it, and sweating for it, and sometimes bleeding for it.
Customato felt that in order to perform at a level when you're fighting professionally in a real fight, the only way to be at your absolute best is to simulate that in practice. The same way two tennis players will go out at full steam out there on a tennis court. To have punches thrown at you with bad intentions and make it your job to get away from them and hit back, which is Cus's theory, and Kevin is trying to keep it instilled in Mike. The only way that can be accomplished to its epitome is to have it done in practice every day without any lesser degree. That makes you a better fighter.
And in the Tyson camp, the term sparring may be a misnomer because everyone is instructed to go all out.
I tell them to go hard. I want you to go out there and fight them. You know, you fight them for 2, 3 rounds, 4, 5. Some of these guys that want to go more rounds, like a Broad, or Ferguson, or whatever, or Jameson. I tell these guys to go out there and fight hard because Michael's fighting hard too.
The idea is to let them fight as hard as possible. This is a fight. You go in there and you fight as hard as possible. You know, my trainer told me, you go in and you fight. You fight. This is, you know, don't take it easy because he's 18 or he's 17 or he's 20. You go out there and you fight. You fight for your life. You go out there and fight for your life. And that's just to get ready to fight. That's how come I'm always in shape, because when I fight in the gym, it's a fight. I fight.
Hands up. And fight he does without a headgear. A somewhat radical 3-step pass down by custom auto.
The only time you wear headgear is if you have a problem, if there's something the matter, your ear hurts, or you got a big fight coming up and you had a cut eye and but you got a spot. A headgear gives you a false sense of security. That's what he's saying, and it's true. You put a headgear on, you think you can take a shot, you end up taking more shots because you got a headgear on. You don't have a headgear on, you don't want to get hit. Nobody wants to get hit. With a headgear, a fighter feels safe. Well, I can take the shot because it's going to protect me, which in the end it doesn't do anyway. So that's the reason for that. I mean, that was Custer's belief, and I was around Custer a long time, and I believe it too. And it shows.
For all his brute force, Tyson is a student of his sport. He works hard on techniques to improve himself. And then he employs them in practice. And these defensive skills have played a big role in his quick rise in boxing, but one that sometimes gets overlooked.
And I'm going to overcome combat. I'm a better fighter. I feel my will is invincible.
Mike Tyson isn't bragging when he calls himself invincible.